Hello my loves, marhaba habibati. So last week I want to say I asked you guys which looks you wanted to see first in terms of a get ready with me, you know, demo, whatever. So I ended up filming the box of chocolate, the ColourPop shadow eye look on last Friday. I can link it down below if you haven't seen it yet. And then today I wanted to show you the look that I had on a different day. It was sort of like a pretty bluish purpley lilac look. I followed the same steps as I would for a round smoky eye like we learned on the Illamasqua course, and it's one of the, honestly the simplest techniques. The guys outside will not stop working. They start at 7 in the morning and they go all day long. And I am at the point where I sit around for hours waiting for them to stop so I can film, but they just don't. And so it gets to the point where it's like, I'm already late for today's upload and I'm starting to get frustrated. And so I hope you guys don't mind a little bit of racket in the background. And if you do, feel free to click off. I have to film and they won't stop. Anyways, so it's the same technique as the round smoky eye, and it's honestly, once you get it, it's super simple. And I was going to say that it's hardest to master a round smoky eye when you're working with black, because black is one of those unforgiving colors. You're going to see all that lack of blending, and mattes, again, are trickier than sort of shimmers. So since today's combo is actually like a lighter color and a shimmer color, it's going to be a super easy combo to start learning this technique from. And it also makes us cut out one of the middle step, or one of the last steps, which is adding shimmer, since the shimmer is already there. I'm going to bring you guys in a little bit closer so you can see what I'm doing, and we'll get started. Okay, so I'm working with Asphyxia. It's showing up a little more fuchsia in person, but you're going to see on the lids what it looks like. And it's from Urban Decay. They do a pencil and a shadow in that color, and I was having a strange day, I think it was last week, when like Mercury was in retrograde is what I was told, and so we did some you know, emotional shopping, and I'm so glad I did. So the technique basically with any round smoky eye is going to be the same. If you want to start working with black, go ahead, that's the best way to get your practice in, but if you're a little bit iffy, start with a lighter color, a color you're used to, the technique will be the same. So what you want to do, looking straight on, I'm going to try my best to look straight on at you, but also in my mirror, because my screen that I use as a viewfinder is slightly too far away. So you want to look at yourself straight on in the mirror, and then use your pencil liner to trace a line right where that crease is. Do you see where the crease, the natural crease of your eye is? So you want to sort of trace it out, almost like you're doing plastic surgery, with a nice thick line like that. Did you guys see that? So you're creating a nice sort of circular form, not winging it out, keeping it nice and circular like that. Then what you'll do is you'll connect the dots, sort of, you'll start smoothing out that line, again, just with your pencil. And it's okay if you get color below the line. Above the line you can go back in with a Q-tip and wipe it off, but below the line you're totally fine. And then basically after you've started connecting that line, you just want to start filling in the entire eye area with that color. Then it's sort of all nice and fully opaque in there. Like you can see, this is a really nice forgiving color because of the lightness of it and the shimmer in there. Your lines look pretty good as they are, but I just usually go in, this is my 217, it's my go-to blending brush. I just still will go in and just, you know, clean up and tidy the edges a little bit just so that it's slightly more seamlessly blended around those edges. My thing is that I always end up winging my eye out, so my biggest challenge with this eye look is just to keep it round. So I always have to remind myself, sort of especially in this outer corner, not to take it out, but just to keep it nice and round and blended. And yeah, you see how the color of that gorgeous, what do you call it? The gorgeous pencil, and it's like a purple with like a really, really, really pretty blue duochrome to it. But yeah, that's definitely it. And then for that part, and then we're going to take the shadow in a similar color. So if you're working with blacks, blues, whatever, I just have the Urban Decay shadow in Asphyxia. Excuse me. I'm going to take the same brush. If you're working with black, you might need a couple brushes on hand. You can also use something like the, what is it, the Vero Moda Duo Switch, you know, the one that looks sort of like a Brillo pad, to change colors in between. But if you're just working, it's nice to have a couple clean blending brushes on hand, especially with dark colors, just so that things don't start getting too muddy. I like to start patting it in from the bottom, like pat the color in so you have that intensity, and then blend out the edges, if that makes sense. What you told us in class, which is honestly common sense, but I forgot it sometimes, is wherever you sort of pack in that color. Wherever your brush hits initially is where the color is going to be more intense, and the more you blend, the more you're rubbing off color, right? So you definitely want to make sure that you're spending enough time packing the color near like the bottom half of the eyelid, just so it's nice and opaque, so you get that beautiful opacity. And then you're spending your time blending around the edges so that that look is nice and diffuse. So that's that there. I am going to then take a crease color. So I, for the most part, usually use sort of browns and like sort of mustardy colors, but the color that I used last time is this one, that one right there, by Makeup Geek, and it's, if I can remember the name, it's in Goddess. I wanted to pick up some of the pink tones in this eyeshadow, so that's why I opted for that one. And I'm using a Sephora Pro Tapered 19 crease brush. So using a crease color is like one of those optional steps. You could definitely just leave it like this, but if you wanted to add a little more depth, sort of start in like the middle outside third type thing, and then just blend it out into that crease. But do you see how when I added that pink, can you see it picked up the pink tones in the shadow a little bit more? It warmed up the shadow a tiny bit, so I really like how that combo looks. But yeah, just blending back and forth, back and forth. The key is just to be patient and to blend. And like I said, if you know that you're sort of intimidated by a smoky eye, or you just want to practice like in a low stress situation, reach for sort of lighter colors and reach for non-mattes. They'll be the easiest to work with as you're starting out. But if you really want to test yourself and you really just have time to sit and play, start with a matte black and watch how your, like, everything will just come together. Everything else will be so much easier, and you'll build your skill set up so much quicker. So this is the point at which, if you wanted to add a shimmer on top of the actual eyelid, you could. Something like Illamasqua Static, if you're doing a black, it's that one with the purple duochrome that I showed you, is absolutely stunning to do. But this one has enough of a really pretty duochrome that I'm not going to add a shimmer to it. I am going to take Shimmer by Makeup Geek, why can't I think today, and use that as a brow bone and inner corner highlight. I saw Irma yesterday, I was telling her that I'm having a hard time filming like my get ready with me tutorials, not even tutorials, but my get ready with me videos and like my tutorial or demo videos, because my setup here has changed, so I no longer have a desk in front of me, and it makes sort of maneuvering all the brushes and all the makeup slightly more interesting. But oh my gosh, if you don't own this shadow by Makeup Geek and you want to get just one, get it, because I've struggled so hard to find a brow bone highlight that really pops, and this one is it. It's gorgeous, and I think they're like $5-6 a pan, which is amazing. I'm gonna add this is Plushie liner from Urban Decay. I'm gonna add that in my waterline. I like, since I'm going purple, I'm just gonna keep that purple theme going and add it in there. And you can leave it like this, or you can add color underneath. So I think what I'm gonna do, can't remember what I did last time, but I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start with this guy underneath and see then if I want to add anything else on top of it to mix it out with. But yeah, let's start with this and see where we go. I sort of like that. I might add a little bit more of that Goddess color in there too, just to deepen it up a tiny bit, but just a little bit. We are a mess today using, like, these are not the brushes I usually use underneath my eyes, but it's just one of those days where we're gonna make it work. And I usually get to both eyes, and I'm just gonna show you what it looks like on one eye. I am going to throw some mascara and some lashes on, but in terms of technique, that's it, so there's probably not much more for me to ramble on about. Let me do the other eye, throw on some lashes, then I'll come back and show you the finished look. Okay, you guys, so this is the finished look. I always feel super awkward. I love how other people can do the whole, you know, like music, and then they sit and they pose. I feel super awkward when I try to do that. So I'm trying to like look down and up enough to show you what it looks like, but this is it. These are the 21 lashes from Illamasqua, which I've been obsessed with recently. I did a bit of like a talking explanation of how I put lashes on in that ColourPop video that went up Friday, which will be linked down below. I have started to wear lashes in the last month, and so I don't feel like I'm confident enough to do a full-on lash application video, but I did want to share my tips in that one, in that other video. Once I get more comfortable with it and I can like do it on camera really well, hopefully I'll sit down and film a video for you guys. But honestly, take it from someone who is petrified of like gluing her eyes shut and has no idea what she's doing. Honestly, like gel liner, lashes can smell your fear. So you have to stay really calm and just keep practicing with them. And I promise you, it'll all work. Okay, so my first point of positivity, I think I told you guys talking to Iram about this eye look. So my first point of positivity is getting to catch up with her. She has an amazing Instagram that I will link down below, and I've talked to her, talked about her a bunch, but it's always fun when you get time to like catch up with a good friend and just chat it out. And so that was definitely my first point of positivity. My second is my sister and I ended up rewatching Kingsman. Yeah, I loved it that much. I am the kind of person that likes rewatching movies in the theater. It's not for everyone, and my mom thinks I'm crazy, but I really enjoy it, especially if it's a movie I really love. And so it definitely brought a great big smile to my face to watch that. I think it launches, someone told me it releases in the US on Valentine's Day, and if you're like torn between seeing 50 Shades of Grey and seeing Kingsman, don't see 50 Shades of Grey. We've had this conversation before on my thoughts on that movie. Go see Kingsman. So good. So kick-ass. Amazing movie. And then my third point of positivity is just a sort of a chill morning. I just had some time to sort of be chill and enjoy my morning, and yeah, it was a nice luxury for sure. Those are my points of positivity. As always, please let me know down below what's been making you guys smile. I want to thank you ever so much for being here today. And I can never leave you without reminding you that life is just too short to wear boring lipstick. Bye guys!